What's up, guys? I'm just adding in this segment. I'll probably just throw it in the beginning of the video real quick because I've been getting a lot of requests about sleeving cards and what have you, so just throwing this in there real quick. You could skip to the chapter ahead if you don't want to hear about sleeving, but for the main bulk of cards, I typically just use typical regular penny sleeves. Now, these are usually like Ultra Pro or something like that, and they're really soft, and they're really cheap. And when you throw it in, there's a lot of room, easy to put the card in the sleeve. There's a lot of wiggle room and everything. And for the most part, that's perfectly fine. It's gonna protect your card. But if we're talking about binder sets and maybe more valuable cards where you're gonna put it into a binder and it's gonna live the rest of its life there, there are perfect fit sleeves. They're a little more expensive. They're a little bit stronger material, still really bendy and everything, but they have a little edge to them. And when you'll notice when you put the card into these, they fit a lot better, a little more perfectly, if you would. Less wiggle room for long term. And then another step you can take to ensure that you get no dust and anything in there is something like this, which is, this is a deck sleeve. You can get a lot of these with spell books, ETBs, etc. But what you'll want to do is the opening to the card is here, where air and dust and liquid and anything can get in. And so is here. So feed one of them upside down. So the opening to opening. And they're going to be real tight fit. And it definitely depends on which. But for ETBs and sleeves and everything, they should be able to do the trick. Use the table there a little bit to help me by just pinching the very edges with my fingernails, not on the card, definitely off the card like that, and just using the table a little bit to help. So this way, the opening of the first sleeve is on top here where it's closed, and then the opening of this sleeve, the inner sleeve, is closed. You're not going to get air, debris. Even if you were to spill a little water, there's a really good chance that your card can come out without the water on it. Definitely not waterproof. Don't spill water on it or anything like that. And then furthermore, when you open up the binder, there's a third sleeve, right? So that's kind of why I said a little overkill. But then you'll place it into the binder and it's Gucci. That's for very long term. If you want to overkill and maybe it's your childhood cards, they're priceless to you, or expensive cards or whatever, that's probably the best way to go about it. Another thing I am going to say, if you have binders like this that have just tons of cards, it's not light. It's cardboard. It's not light at all. So storing binders like this, face down where gravity's pulling on them, not a good idea. Because some of the sleeves here, as we're gonna go over this binder, so I don't want to show too much, but you can see that there's little threading and what have you, and this isn't all binders. You have to have it, right? But if something is or something even like this little thing here. I have no cards on this page, and I do that purposefully so that this doesn't leaves any kind of indent on the cards. You can also turn it outside of the binder. But I'm going to show a picture on the screen how my binders are set up. So I don't like the thing on the outside, because when I'm filing my binders, it can get caught on other binders and such. But anyways, not trying to make this a long segment. I'm going to say stand your binders up like this. I'm going to show a picture on the screen of my binders so you can see how I do it. And the purpose for standing them up like you see in front of you is so that they don't have all of that weight on them. They are affected by gravity, of course, but there's not weight on top of really any of the cards. So all of the cards are free falling, no weight, no anything. Sleeve them up however you want, but this is how I think it's the safest way. So there you have it. Let's get on with the video. So we're going top down for these videos, this series. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I just hadn't had the time to do it. And so we're gonna start doing it now. And OK Abdo kind of inspired me to get it going. So we're doing it. I got the top down view ready. so we can take a look at binders and such. So what I'm going to do is go over some of my collection. Mainly, we're going to go through the binders one at a time. So I'll do a bunch of mini videos, I guess, and I'll try to keep them short. And we're just going to take a look at my binders. So we're going to start out with Pokemon, and I do have a Magic the Gathering binder, and of course, some MetaZoo binders in there. But we will start with Pokemon today, and we're going to kind of just go in chronological order. I'm a WotC boy, so I probably won't show too much outside of that. But I do have some stuff. And who knows, I might show some other stuff, such as like maybe a few sealed things, or maybe some of my bulk setup or something like that. But let's get going. So in this first binder, we are starting out with Pokemon. And so we're starting back at the base set. So all of these are my cards I pulled as a child. I mean, who knows, I could have traded for some as a kid. But these are all old. None of these were opened within the last 20 years. So we're starting out here. And I'll just, talk about it a little bit as we go through. So I don't really have any first edition, really, on the base set. You will notice I do have a number of Shadowless. I do have a graded Shadowless Charizard. I actually have 3 graded Charizards from the base set. And as we go through this, you'll see that I kind of did an oopsie doopsie, and I kind of graded a few cards that I only had 1 copy of. So I'm going to have to replace those so that my binder can look nice. But that's the first page. So here we go with some more holos and the non-holo rares. Got a good amount of them in Shadowless. I do have a first edition Poliwrath that I was planning on sending in to PSA, just because really my only first edition card here. So, and when it comes to the uncommons and commons, I nearly have them all in Shadowless, but I don't have them all. Won't spend too much time on this stuff. This is the complete set, some rare trainers, and it's hard to tell with the base set when the trainers are Shadowless or not. But I believe we got them all Shadowless here. I think this computer search is not, but pretty much everything else is. Maybe not this scoop. And then we got the energies as well. I did have to kind of double up on a few because I miscalculated. Or maybe I calculated correctly, but we kind of called it close. I don't remember. And then we're moving on to first edition Jungle. So this is a complete set of first edition Jungle. I also have Unlimited in one of my binders. It's not in this binder, so we'll go over it whenever that binder comes up. I think I'm missing a few for Unlimited. Don't remember which ones exactly. But as you can see there, my Scyther was at PSA. We could put that guy there. It got an 8. And the Pidgeot was at PSA. We got an 8 as well. So that's my oopsie doopsie. I mean, I have more of them. Maybe a couple more in this binder, where I, sent them when it was my only copy. I sent these in a few years ago, when cards were nice and cheap, and had different plans then. But in light of everything, I have changed my plans. So let's see here, rest of the cards here. Oh yeah, one other cool thing is I do have, even though this is the first edition set, but this one's pretty cool. It's a no symbol Flareon. Oops, gotta get the glare out of there. It's a cool addition. It's in pretty good shape too. Messed up the focus there. Okay. And that is Jungle is such a small set. 64 cards, yeah. Not very big. Okay, so after that was base set 2, but that's in another binder because that is a massive set. And it was just going to waste space, so. Here is first edition Fossil. And Again, the Lapras, which we unfortunately got a 7. But it's there. Some of the non-holo rares, actually all of them, but some of the rest of the set here. And that'll conclude Fossil, which is another small set. Only 62 cards. Then moving on to Rocket, and this is where my first edition run pretty much ends. I don't have full first edition sets from here out. But I did grade my Charizard. It got an 8. It was unfortunate, it looked really good. And I thought it could have done a little better, but it got an 8. And I do need to pick up a Gyarados. So I have a few of these pre-release Gyarados. I never pulled a regular Gyarados, so that's something that I should probably pick up. This Rainbow Energy is in super good condition. Like, I was super tempted to send that one in. Those are low pop. The non-holos. You will notice with the uncommons and commons, there will be a number of first edition throughout. I do have a good amount of them first edition, but not the big boys. It is a first edition Rainbow Energy non-holo, but it's the non-holo. Some of these rare trainers. So that's it for binder number 1. The first section of WotC. And we're just, like I said, we're just going to keep these short. And every once in a while, maybe like once a week, we'll just go over a binder. And kind of, you know, just keep it going as a set. But anyways, thanks for checking it out with me. And just documenting, you know, my childhood cards. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys in the next episode.